Right now, you are hiding from yourself. The noise around you is drowning out the silent scream inside. It tells you that something is wrong. You feel it, yet you drown it out with distractions, scrolling through social media, chasing validation, living for the weekend. We live in a world that encourages escape, but escaping does not lead to freedom. It leads to chaos, to confusion. You are losing yourself in this frantic pace. Your mind is a battlefield, and without the ability to sit in silence, you are already lost. This moment is crucial. We will explore why sitting alone with your thoughts is one of the hardest, yet most important challenges you can face. You will learn how to confront the reality of who you are. This will guide you toward clarity and strength. You will reclaim control over your life. I challenge you to embody this mantra. In silence, I find my strength. I want you to pause right now and comment in silence. I find my strength below. Write it. Own it. Let every like on your comment remind you of this promise. The path to understanding yourself starts here. So prepare yourself. The journey is not easy, but the rewards are profound. It will lead you to the next crucial truth that many shy away from. Truth 1. The Mirror of Solitude. Now here is where most people completely fall apart. The truth is, you cannot escape your own mind. The moment you stop seeking distractions and face the silence, you will encounter the mirror of solitude. This mirror reflects everything you have hidden away. The fears, the insecurities, the pain. Think of the story of Epictetus. He was once a slave. He faced unimaginable hardships. Yet in his solitude, he found wisdom. He focused on his thoughts and actions, not the chaos around him. Epictetus said, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This means your power lies in your response to challenges, not in the challenges themselves. You cannot run from yourself. When you sit in silence, you will confront the truth. You will see your strengths and weaknesses, the unfiltered reality. It's uncomfortable, but this is where growth begins. If you refuse to face this mirror, you will continue to be lost in distractions. You will spend your life on autopilot, avoiding the inner battles that shape who you really are. Now pay attention. This is the real lesson. Embracing solitude is not just about being alone. It's about stripping away the noise. It allows you to connect with your true self. So what do you need to do? Start small. Tonight, find a quiet space. Sit alone for 10 minutes. No music, no phone, just you and your thoughts. Reflect on your day. What made you feel strong? What made you feel weak? Write down what arises. Do not judge your thoughts. Just observe. This practice will be uncomfortable, but that's a sign you are on the right path. But knowing this alone is not enough, because there is something even more dangerous lurking in the shadows of your mind. Truth 2. The Freedom Trap. Let's talk about the freedom trap. This is where most people completely fall apart. They believe that being busy is the same as being free. They fill their schedules with distractions, social media, nonstop entertainment, relationships that drain instead of uplift. But here's the truth. This frantic pace is a trap. It may feel like freedom, but it's actually a prison. You are avoiding your true self. Consider Marcus Aurelius. He ruled an empire, yet he found time for reflection. He said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This means that the chaos outside cannot control you unless you allow it. When you seek constant distraction, you lose control over your mind. You are letting external forces dictate your emotions and actions. You believe you are free, but you are a prisoner of your own choices. Now, think about your daily life. When was the last time you spent time alone without distractions? Just you, facing your thoughts. It's hard, isn't it? Many people would rather scroll mindlessly through their phones than confront their fears. The real danger here is not just the distractions themselves. It's the avoidance of the inner work that needs to be done. You have to face your weaknesses. You have to acknowledge your pain. This is the only way to break free from the freedom trap. So what action can you take today? Start by eliminating one distraction. Maybe it's social media, or a TV show that consumes your time. Replace that with 10 minutes of quiet reflection. Sit in silence. Ask yourself tough questions. What are you afraid of? What do you truly want? Write down your thoughts. Feel the discomfort. That's an indication of growth. But here is the part nobody talks about. This isn't just about reflection. It's about taking responsibility for your life. The moment you realize that distractions keep you trapped, you will start to break free. Now that you understand this, let me show you the weapon that makes it stick. Truth 3. The noise of distraction. Now here is where most people completely fall apart. They think they can handle the noise. They believe they can multitask their way to success. But the truth is, distractions are the enemy. They rob you of clarity. They drown out the voice that matters most, your own. Imagine the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius. He faced constant threats. His empire was under pressure from all sides. Yet, he still took time each day to write in his journal. He made space for reflection amid the chaos. He understood that without solitude, he could not think clearly. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength, he wrote. This quote rings true today. When you let distractions control your mind, you give up your power. You become a puppet to outside forces. Now, what does this really mean for you? It means you must reclaim your focus. You must guard your attention like a soldier protects their post. Every time you scroll through social media or binge a show, ask yourself, is this serving me? Or is this taking me further away from my goals? The lesson here is straightforward. Distractions are a choice. You can choose to engage with them, or you can choose to eliminate them. Think of your distractions as weeds in a garden. If you ignore them, they will overrun your life. Take action today. Identify one major distraction in your life. It might be your phone, a toxic relationship, or even news cycles that don't serve your growth. Cut it out. Replace that time with something meaningful. Spend 15 minutes in silence. Write down what you want in life. Confront your fears head-on. The discomfort you feel is a sign that you are on the right path. But here is the part nobody talks about. This battle against distractions is ongoing. You will slip. You will forget. That's part of being human. But the key is to notice when it happens. When you catch yourself falling into distraction, acknowledge it. This is your moment of power. This is where you reclaim control. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Stay vigilant. Distraction is always waiting, but you have the tools to fight back. Your mind is your fortress. Protect its gates. Now that you understand this, let me show you the weapon that makes it stick. Truth 4. The comfort zone prison. Now here is where most people completely fall apart. They believe that comfort will lead them to happiness. But comfort is a prison, a trap disguised as safety. The truth is, your comfort zone is where dreams go to die. It's where growth stagnates and potential fades away. Most people don't realize that staying safe in the comfort zone is the biggest danger of all. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This means that the challenges you face should not be feared, but embraced. They are the very things that push you to evolve. When you remain in your comfort zone, you're effectively saying, I choose to stay small. You limit your experiences. You block your potential. Imagine a lion trapped in a cage. It might feel safe, but it's also caged, devoid of the thrill of the hunt. It was born to roam, to conquer, to challenge itself. Consider the story of Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher who was born a slave. He lived under harsh conditions. Yet, he found freedom not in his physical circumstances, but in his mindset. He embraced hardship. He turned his struggles into stepping stones. He taught that freedom comes from within. So what about you? Are you living like that lion in its cage? Or are you out there, pushing against the walls that confine you? Here's the lesson. Comfort can deceive you. It can appear inviting while slowly suffocating your spirit. Challenge yourself. Go beyond what feels easy. Seek discomfort. It is there that growth occurs. Now, I want you to take immediate action. Identify one thing that challenges you. It could be a tough conversation you've been avoiding, a new skill you fear to try, or a change in routine that feels daunting. Do it this week. But here's the part that gets dangerous. Most people will ignore this call to action. They will say, "I'll do it tomorrow." But tomorrow is a mirage. It doesn't exist. Remember, transformation happens in the present. And if this is hitting different right now, do one thing for me. Hit that subscribe button. Not for me, for the version of you that needs this reminder next week. Now let's reflect. Are you ready to break free from your comfort zone? Think about that. Now that you understand this, let me show you the weapon that makes it stick. Truth 5. The fear of confrontation. Now here is where most people completely fall apart. The fear of confrontation. It's a silent killer. It creeps into your mind and whispers, "Stay safe. Don't stir the pot." But that voice, it will keep you shackled to mediocrity. Picture this. A young soldier stands before his commanding officer. The officer is correct in his orders, but the soldier sees a flaw that could lead to disaster. He knows he must speak up, but the fear grips him. He worries about repercussions. He thinks, what if I'm wrong? What if I ruin my chances for promotion? This soldier is not alone. Fear of confrontation holds back countless people from speaking their truth. They stay silent, stuck in their comfort zones. Epictetus, the great Stoic philosopher, said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This means you have the power in every situation. Confrontation is not the enemy. Avoidance is. When you confront a situation directly, you take control. You turn fear into strength. You become the master of your fate, not a prisoner of your anxiety. So what's the action here? Identify one uncomfortable conversation you've been avoiding. It could be with a colleague, a friend, or even a family member. Write down what you want to express. Then, set a date. Do it in the next 72 hours. This will be uncomfortable. You might sweat. Your heart might race. But I promise, you will feel more alive than ever before. Most people stop here. Do not be most people. They will tell themselves it can wait. They will let another opportunity slip through their fingers. But here's the truth. Confrontation often leads to growth, clarity, and stronger relationships. It is a bridge to a better you. So remember, every time you avoid confrontation, you choose to remain stagnant. The fear is a mirage. Confront it. Now that you understand this, let me show you the weapon that makes it stick. The next truth will solidify this. It will challenge your perception even more. So stay tuned. Truth 6. The validation addiction. Now here is where most people completely fall apart. The truth is, you are addicted to validation. This may sound harsh, but it's a reality many refuse to see. Look closely at your social media habits, your conversations, and your decision-making. You scroll endlessly, seeking likes and comments to feel good about yourself. You live for the approval of friends, family, and even strangers. This need for validation traps you in a cycle of dependency. Marcus Aurelius understood this struggle well. He wrote, "The opinion of 10,000 men is of no more value than the opinion of one." This means your worth is not determined by others. Validation addiction weakens your resolve. You lose sight of your own values and goals. If your happiness depends on what others think, you are a slave to their judgment. Consider the case of Seneca. He had everything: wealth, power, and fame. Yet, he recognized that true fulfillment comes from within, not from the applause of the crowd. He chose to live by his principles, regardless of outside approval. So what can you do? Start by tuning into your inner voice. Ask yourself what truly matters to you, not what the world thinks. For the next 7 days, challenge yourself. Before seeking feedback from others, evaluate your decisions. Write down your personal standards for success. Let those guide you. Stop. Think about that. If this is hitting different right now, do one thing for me. Hit that subscribe button. Not for me, for the version of you that needs this reminder next week. Now, back to the action. You need to build a habit of self-validation. When you make a choice, reflect on it. Did it align with your values? Did it bring you closer to your goals? This is how you reclaim your power. When you validate yourself, external opinions lose their weight. But here is the part nobody talks about. Many people will resist this idea. They will cling to the familiar comfort of external validation. They fear the unknown, the quiet space where they must face their own judgments. But that's where the real work happens. That's where you become strong. Remember, your strength is not in the opinions of others. It lies in your ability to stand firm in your beliefs, regardless of the storms around you. So take the leap. Break free from the validation addiction. On your journey, now that you understand this, let me show you the weapon that makes it stick. The next truth will shine a light on the dangers of living for someone else. Stay tuned. Truth 7. The mind's battlefield. Now here is where most people completely fall apart. The battle isn't out there in the world. It's right here in your mind. Every day, we face a constant struggle between our thoughts and the chaotic noise of life. This leads us to the 7th truth, the mind's battlefield. You may think the fight is for your goals, your dreams, or your happiness. It's not. The real fight is against the distractions, the doubts, and the negative self-talk that can eat away at your potential. Marcus Aurelius understood this struggle. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." What he meant is that the true enemy is often our own thoughts, and the greatest victories are won by conquering them. Imagine being in a quiet room. The only sound is your breath. It may feel peaceful at first, but soon, the thoughts flood in. You remember mistakes, past failures, and fears about the future. This can feel overwhelming, but it's crucial to realize that you are not your thoughts. This next part changed everything for me. When you recognize that your mind is a battlefield, you gain clarity. You start to see thoughts as just that. Thoughts. They don't have to control you. They are simply noise that can be silenced through discipline and practice. You can train your mind to filter out the trash. You can choose which thoughts deserve your attention and which do not. So how do you do this? Start with a daily reflection. Each night, take a moment to write down the thoughts that plagued you that day. Did they help you? Did they push you forward or hold you back? Then, identify which thoughts are holding you hostage. Write down a counter statement. If you think you are not good enough, remind yourself of your achievements. If fear creeps in about the future, write down how you have faced challenges before and emerged stronger. This is your action step for today. Tonight, before you sleep, create a list. Write down 3 negative thoughts you've had recently. Next to each one, write a powerful truth that contradicts it. You're not just navigating your life. You're arming yourself for battle. Each time you confront these thoughts, you get stronger. But knowing this alone is not enough, because there is something even more dangerous lurking in the shadows of your mind. It's the fear of isolation, the fear of being alone with your thoughts. Prepare yourself. The struggle is real, but so is the victory. Truth 8. The growth paradox. Now here is where most people completely fall apart. The reality is, you can't grow if you can't stand the silence of your own mind. The fear of being alone with your thoughts is a paradox. It's in that silence where true growth takes place. If you can't sit alone, if you can't face yourself, you are already lost. So what does this mean for you? It means that true growth often comes from discomfort. You might think that running away from those moments of stillness will protect you, but in truth, it chains you to a life half-lived. Marcus Aurelius captured this perfectly when he said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This quote reminds us that growth is an inside job. It's the quiet moments that expose the truth of who you are. In those moments of solitude, you confront your weaknesses. You face your fears. You acknowledge your shortcomings. Growth does not happen in the noise. It happens in the silence. Now, let me share a story that illustrates this. Consider the life of Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher who was once a slave. He had countless opportunities to focus on his hardships, to drown in self-pity. But instead, he embraced solitude. In his moments of reflection, he found freedom. He would spend hours contemplating his actions, choices, and thoughts. He learned to stand firm in his convictions and to grow stronger in his beliefs. Epictetus understood that real change comes not from outside forces, but from within. So what can you do about it? Here's your actionable step for today. Find a quiet space, free from distractions. Sit alone for 15 minutes. Just you and your thoughts. Don't run from them. Don't fill the silence with noise. Instead, observe what comes up. What do you fear? What do you regret? Write those thoughts down, then challenge them. For every fear, ask yourself, what is the worst that could happen? And how likely is that to happen? Contrast that with your past victories. Remind yourself of the times you've faced challenges and emerged stronger. This is your moment of truth. But pay close attention. This is the part nobody talks about. Many will resist this exercise. They will fill their lives with distractions. They will run from their own shadows. Don't be most people. Embrace this growth paradox. It might not feel comfortable at first, but true strength is built in these quiet moments. Remember, growth isn't about what happens to you. It's about how you respond to what happens inside you. Now that you understand this, let me show you the weapon that makes it stick. Truth 9, the escape mechanism. Now pay attention. This is where many people fall apart. Let's talk about the escape mechanism. It's the thing you lean on to avoid the truth, to dodge the internal battle that rages within. Everyone has it. Something you use to distract yourself from the uncomfortable thoughts and feelings you face when you sit alone. That escape could be social media, binge-watching shows, or even endless work. It's your go-to move when the heat rises and the silence feels too loud. Seneca once said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." That means most of what we fear, what we run from, exists only in our minds. We create imaginary scenarios that paralyze us. They keep us locked in a prison of our own making. Consider the story of Marcus Aurelius. He was not just an emperor. He was a philosopher in a turbulent world. During his reign, he faced wars, betrayal, and the constant threat of death. Instead of escaping, he turned to his thoughts. He embraced the chaos and wrote down his reflections in his journal. He faced his fears head-on, accepting that suffering was a part of life. The lesson here is profound. When you escape, you weaken yourself. When you confront your fears, you build resilience. Marcus didn't shy away from his challenges. He leaned into them. So here's your actionable takeaway. This week, create a moment of discomfort. Set aside 30 minutes. Turn off your phone. Sit in a quiet space. No distractions. No escape route. During that time, allow your thoughts to surface. What worries you? What are your regrets? Write them down. Next, challenge each thought. Ask yourself, how real is this fear? What evidence do I have that it will happen? Now, contrast that with your past victories. Recall the moments you faced adversity and came out stronger on the other side. You see, this is your chance to dismantle the escape mechanism. It will feel uncomfortable. Expect it. But remember, discomfort is where growth begins. Most people will choose distraction. They will miss the chance to confront their fears. Do not be most people. Engage with the truth. Stand firm in your solitude. Now that you understand this, let me show you the weapon that makes it stick. Truth 10, the wisdom of stillness. Now here is where most people completely fall apart. They scramble for noise, for distractions, and for the chaos of life to drown out their thoughts. Yet, in this frantic search, they miss the most vital truth. Stillness is where wisdom thrives. The great Stoic philosopher Seneca wrote, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." This speaks to the heart of the matter. When you cannot sit alone with your thoughts, you have already surrendered your power. You become a slave to external noise and distractions. Imagine for a moment the life of Epictetus. He was once a slave, physically bound, yet he mastered the art of inner freedom. He chose to focus on what he could control: his mind, his reactions, and his choices. This is the wisdom of stillness. In the quietness of his own thoughts, he discovered strength. Epictetus often stressed that our thoughts shape our reality. If you avoid silence, you avoid the chance to confront your inner self. You feed your fears and insecurities. But when you embrace stillness, you gain clarity. This is your actionable takeaway. Tonight, carve out 30 uninterrupted minutes. Turn off your phone. Find a space that allows you to be alone with your thoughts. Sit in that stillness. As you do, face your mind's chatter. What fears surface? What regrets haunt you? This is not a time for easy answers. Write them down. Now challenge each thought. Ask yourself, how real is this fear? Will it happen? What proof do I have? Think back to times of triumph. Recall moments when you faced obstacles and emerged stronger. Let those memories remind you of your resilience. But here is the part nobody talks about. Many will choose to fill their lives with noise, avoiding the discomfort of stillness. They will miss the deep wisdom that lies within. You have the chance to flip the script. Stand firm in your solitude. Engage with your thoughts. Accept the discomfort. Growth lies on the other side of this challenge. But knowing this alone is not enough, because there is something even more dangerous waiting for you. Truth 11. The inner child awakening. Now here is where most people completely fall apart. They ignore the whispers of their inner child. They bury it under layers of responsibilities and distractions. But the truth is, that inner child holds the key to understanding who you really are. It's time for an awakening. This is about more than just nostalgia. This is a call to reconnect with the purest parts of yourself. Your creativity, your joy, and even your pain. Imagine a time when you felt unrestrained joy. A moment filled with laughter, curiosity, and wonder. Remember that childlike spirit? You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius. This quote speaks volumes. The mind is where your childhood dreams and raw emotions lie. But you have to awaken that child within. You must face the reality of your life today. Are you living as that vibrant, innocent child, or are you stuck in the rigidity of adulthood? Many adults are trapped in their professions, responsibilities, and daily routines. They forget that to live fully, you must reconnect with that inner child. Let me tell you a story. There was a successful entrepreneur named Sarah who seemed to have it all. She owned her own business, had a beautiful home, and traveled the world. Yet, inside, she felt empty. One day, she found an old box filled with childhood memories, paints, drawings, and a journal filled with dreams of becoming an artist. In that moment, she realized how far she had strayed from that vibrant child. Inspired, she began painting again. It reignited her passion for life and transformed her perspective. The lesson here is clear. To awaken your inner child is to reclaim your joy. Take a moment each day to engage with that part of yourself. Ask, what did you love as a child? What made you smile? Now is the time to explore those passions. Start small. Tonight, find a quiet space. Spend just 10 minutes doing something creative. Draw, write, dance. Whatever calls to you. Feel the joy of creation. Embrace the freedom of expression. And as you do, pay attention to the thoughts that arise. What fears hold you back? Ask yourself why they exist. Are they real? Or just remnants of a past that no longer serves you? But here is the part most people miss. Your inner child is not a relic of the past. It is the very foundation of your resilience and strength. When faced with life's challenges, call upon that child. Let it remind you that you have the power to choose joy, even in tough times. Now that you understand this, let me show you the weapon that makes it stick. Engaging with your inner child is just the beginning. It is crucial, but there is more. Truth 12. The power of embracing loneliness. Now here is where the truth can feel uncomfortable. Many people fear loneliness. They run from it. But today, I'm telling you that embracing loneliness is your greatest strength. Loneliness is not something to be avoided. It is a powerful force that reveals your true self. Consider Marcus Aurelius. He spent countless nights alone in military camps, far from the comforts of home. He used this time to reflect, to write, and to understand himself. In his meditations, he often emphasized the importance of solitude. He said, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." This means that true peace comes from within, not from external distractions. When you embrace loneliness, you are stripping away the noise of modern life. You confront your thoughts, your fears, and your desires. But here is the part nobody talks about. Loneliness reveals the truth about you. It shows you what you truly want and need. Most people avoid this moment of confrontation. They scroll through social media or fill their time with noise. But in doing so, they are running from their own potential. Find the strength to face the silence. Look at the modern world. People fill their lives with friends and parties, yet many feel more isolated than ever. Chasing connection can lead you to lose sight of who you are. So, how do you embrace this loneliness? Start tonight. Find a quiet space. Turn off your devices. Sit alone with your thoughts for just 10 minutes. Ask yourself these questions. What do I truly desire? What are my fears? How do they shape my daily life? Listen to your inner voice. Let it speak without interruption. You might be surprised by what you discover. Now, here is a challenge for you. I want you to pause right now and comment in solitude. I find strength below. Write it. Own it. Let every like on your comment remind you of this promise. When you embrace solitude, you build resilience. You prepare yourself for whatever life throws your way. But knowing this alone is not enough. There is something even more dangerous lurking in our avoidance of loneliness. That danger is the illusion that we need others to define our self-worth. You must learn to find your value within yourself. This is the real lesson. Loneliness is not a void. It is an opportunity. When you learn to thrive in solitude, you unlock a level of freedom. You become the architect of your own life. Do not fear loneliness. Embrace it. Use it to grow. Your strongest allies in this journey are the quiet moments you spend with yourself. Make them count. The final word. Finding strength in solitude. Right now, you may be feeling a deep sense of discomfort. That ache of loneliness is not a curse. It is a call to arms. You have the power to control your mind. And in solitude, you will find the strength that most people overlook. In these quiet moments, you strip away the distractions. You confront your fears. You reclaim your identity. Remember what Marcus Aurelius said. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. That strength is born in solitude. It is where true growth happens. The world tells you to seek validation from others. It tells you that your worth is tied to relationships or social media likes. But that is a lie. You must learn to define your own value. Think of Epictetus, who taught that our thoughts shape our reality. When you embrace solitude, you take control of that reality. You learn to face your own thoughts without fear. So what action will you take? This week, set aside time each day to be alone. No noise, no distractions, just you and your thoughts. Sit with them, challenge them, understand them. You may find that the fears you hold are not as powerful as they seem. But here is the part nobody talks about. Solitude can be uncomfortable. It can bring up emotions you have hidden away. Now pay attention. This is the real lesson. The discomfort is part of the journey. Lean into it. This is where you discover your true self. Spend this time journaling. Write down your thoughts. Write about your dreams and your fears. You will find clarity in expression. Do not rush through this process. In time, you will learn to love these moments of solitude. You will find strength in them. Your greatest weapon against the noise of the world is the ability to sit alone with your thoughts. When you conquer that, you conquer everything. Take this challenge seriously. Make solitude a habit. And remember, real strength is found not in the absence of loneliness, but in the embrace of it. So, as you move forward, hold this mantra close. In solitude, I find strength. Subscribe, Share this with someone who needs to hear it. And I will see you in the next one.